Do you know that you can have healthy and extremely delicious meals all packed in one? Hi, my name is Blessing Alex, and I'm about to show you how to make this mouth-watering okra soup and very healthy also. Okay, join me as I take you through the process of making this extremely delicious okra soup. I'll be using beef for this recipe. I have my beef, I have my smoked fish, Kaale fish, and Titus fish washed. I have my stock fish and my dry fish here, and I also have my cow skin for more. I have my chopped okra here that I'll be using it like that, and I have my ogbono which I have mixed with some palm oil, and I also have some pepper and onions. I have my nor cube. Okay, this is the one I prefer to use, and I also have my salt. And this is my grounded crayfish. You need crayfish, a lot of it, if you are making this soup. So to start with, I'm going to be putting in my beef in my pot. Okay, you can use any protein of your choice, and this is my stock fish. I'm trying to parboil all the hard ingredients first. So I went in with my nor cube. You can use any seasoning of your choice, but nor cube is what I use for all my cookings. So I put in my nor cube, okay, and I went in with my pepper, my grounded pepper, and I quickly gave this a quick stir to ensure that all the ingredients, mix properly with my protein. So I went in with a bit of water to allow this to cook, and I turned again. Okay, since I added water, I had to turn. So I quickly covered and allowed this to cook for about 15 minutes so that my beef and my stockfish becomes very tender. So after 15 minutes, I opened, and this is what we have. It is coming together and I love the aroma. Okay, so I went in with more water, okay, to allow this to cook properly. Okay, so at this point I added my cow skin. It is not too tough, and that's why I'm adding it now, but if yours is tough, you can add it when you're putting in your beef. Okay, so I checked on it and it is boiling properly, so I went in with my smoked fish. Now the Kaale fish I'm using for this recipe is a bit tough, so I had to put it in at this point and allow it to absorb all the nutrients in my pot. So after putting in my Kaale fish, I went in with more pepper. You can skip this process if you do not like peppery food. I do, and that's why my food has a lot of pepper. So I put in more pepper and went ahead to add more seasoning. Okay, make sure that you're always checking and testing so that your food is not too seasoned or too salty. So I covered and allowed to cook for another 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I opened my pot, and it is time to remove all the fish. Because you do not want it to scatter when you're cooking, I took my time to remove every one of them. Okay, and I will put it back in the pot. Just follow the process, and I'm sure you would understand when the time comes. So I went ahead to remove all the fish from my pot. Okay, and after doing that, I went ahead to add my ogbono. Now this ogbono is mixed with okpei, which is our local spice. I use it for my food, so I put in the ogbono and I gave it a quick stir. Now you're going to allow this to cook. The problem most people make is that they do not allow the ogbono to cook properly. So this is my crayfish. After about 5 minutes, I put in my crayfish and I gave this a quick stir. I turned. There's this flavor that crayfish gives to your soup. Okay, so you have to be generous with your crayfish. So I gave this a quick stir and turned, and yeah, it's coming together exactly how I want it. So after turning, it's time to put in back the fish into the pot. Okay, so I put in the fish and I turned very well. I gave it a quick stir so that everything will marinate together and come together and give us exactly what we're looking for. At this point, the aroma from my kitchen was something else. So I went in with my dry fish. Okay, I'm putting this last because I do not want it to scatter. It easily scatters, so I gave it a quick stir too. So after turning and ensuring that everything was well combined, it is time to put in our okra. Okay, so I quickly went ahead to add my okra into my pot. Okay, some people add water so it's a bit slimy, but I didn't do that and I don't want to go through the stress of doing that now. So I went in to add my okra. Okay, look at how fresh my okra looks now. Okra is in season, so that is why you can get it this fresh. Okay, and that's why I can make okra soup as many times as possible. It is one meal that my family enjoys, and I love making what my family enjoys eating. Okay, so I was careful while turning so that I do not scatter my fish. Okay, if you see me, I was trying to be very careful and calculative. So I gave this a quick stir. Now you can decide to leave it like that if you do not need to add water to adjust, but I needed to add water, so I added the remaining crayfish. And after adding the crayfish, I went in to add some water to loosen up my soup a bit. Okay, I want it thick, but I do not want it too thick. So I ensure that I turned very well. Since I added water to adjust, you want to make sure that your water is not sitting on one side of your soup. So after turning and I got the consistency I wanted, so I allow this to cook for another 2 minutes. Now I do not like my okra to be overcooked. So at this point I added salt. I do not know why, but while growing up I found out, or I was told, that you put your salt last when you're cooking draw soup. So because if you don't, it will not draw. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, that's what I did. So after adjusting, this is what we have. My goodness, this looks and tasted really amazing. Would you be trying this? Is this the way you prepare your own okra soup? If your method is different from mine, please put it down the comment section and let's learn together. But you will never go wrong with this recipe. Okay, so this is what we have. You can pair it with any swallow of your choice and it comes out perfectly. My family cannot wait to devour this goodness. Okay, would you be trying this? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your likes and your comments. Okay, I'm pairing this with semovita. What would you be pairing yours with? Thanks for watching. Bye.